If you've ever thought about participating in a trade show as an exhibitor, then you are not going to want to miss this episode because I'm going to show you how to do it right. Good Marc TV morning. I am here in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada at one of the biggest industry trade shows for the association industry. Essentially, this is an association for people who belong to associations. Yes. And in this episode, I wanted to share with you some tips to help you get the most out of your next trade show if you choose to participate as an exhibitor. So the three things we're going to cover today are booth setup, post-show and pre-show communication, and of course, my favorite, swag. So before you get started with a trade show, the first thing you need to do is decide why. Why do you want to participate in a trade show? And this might sound like a dumb question because most people would probably say, well, to get more sales, to get more customers, but that's not always the reason. Sometimes being at a trade show is just to network or to reinforce your brand, let the world know that you're out there, or even to let current customers know that you're still here, that you haven't gone away, even though they may not have heard from you. It's a chance to network, shake hands. There's a lot of different reasons why you should be at a trade show. It's not always about closing sales or getting new customers, and of course those are always nice, but you have to be realistic. Depending on the kind of product and service you offer, there's a very good chance that nobody will ever buy from you at a trade show, but what they may do is allow you to reach out to them. You'll get that dialogue going, and well, who knows what that can turn into. Now, once you've decided that you're ready to participate in a trade show, of course, you're going to design your booth. You're going to decide what trade show to be in based on, I guess, the kinds of attendees in the industry and everything else. But one thing a lot of businesses don't do that I highly recommend you do is a pre-show campaign. That being creating a reason or an incentive for people in your industry to, number one, come to the show, and number two, to come to your booth. And there's a lot of ways you can do that. And one of my favorite ways is to create some kind of contest or game where you reach out to everyone through social media or through email and let them know that there's a reason to come to your booth, that if they have some code that they can enter, or you send them a key, and if the key opens a safe or a lockbox, they can win a prize, or you have some special gift for them, and all they have to do is print out the email that you sent them and bring it with them to get that gift. There's any number of ways that you can get your existing clients to come to your booth, and you might wonder, well, why do I want my existing clients to come? Two reasons. First off, you want people hanging around your booth. Busy booths are good, even if they're people who are just there to talk and schmooze and kind of just, shake hands. It doesn't matter. Busy booths always look good. Second of all, it's because you want to reinforce your relationship with your existing customers. It's not just about sort of talking to new people. It's about continuing and building and reinforcing that relationship you have with your current customers. When it comes to designing a trade show booth, what's important is that not only do you reflect your brand, what you're about, but ideally you create something inviting that makes people want to not just walk by, but actually come in. And I'm at the trade show booth here for the Yukon territory. If you have to find out where that is, then I encourage you to do so. Just to give you a hint, it's in the northern part of Canada. And they are known for not only, snow, but they're also known for having the world's biggest gold rush back in the 1800s. And today they're known for not only mining and natural resources, but also for having award-winning breweries and coffee roasters. And as such, they've created, right here, this whole environment here, right behind me, where they are serving coffee. They've created this booth where you can kind of pull up to the coffee bar here and, enjoy some coffee as well. They're providing information about the province, and the whole idea being here is to encourage tourism, and specifically at this show, to encourage associations and organizations to hold their next conference in the territory of Yukon. And Yukon's not a province, it is a territory. In addition to creating a themed trade show booth, something that ties into your brand, if you can create a sort of an interactive environment where people just don't walk by, but they actually participate in something, that's even better. And I'm here at the booth for Niagara Falls, Ontario. And if you ever been to Niagara Falls, outside, of course, the falls, like the most famous place ever for a honeymoon, probably in the world, the culinary experience there is unbelievable. You got to make it out there to Niagara Falls, and to showcase the great culinary experiences that are in Niagara Falls, Ontario. I'm here with Chef James.
Hi, how are
And
you?
hi, and you are a chef in Niagara Falls.
Yes, I'm at the Scotiabank Convention Center, located right in the heart of Falls. So yeah, we're a large-scale facility. We run a scratch kitchen.
Perfect.
And yeah.
And I would imagine, and without getting too technical, you're a badass chef.
That's right.
All right.
That's
So,
right.
what have we got going on here? You're actually creating something.
Yeah, here today we have a little taste. We did mushroom cavatelli. So these are mushrooms that are farmed by my friend Craig, right in St. Catharines. He delivers them straight to us fresh every week. We've made cavatelli. This cavatelli in the dough itself, there's actually the dried mushroom stems, so we use the whole plant.
So everything in here is sourced locally from within the Niagara Falls
exactly.
area.
Yes.
And so people can come by here. I see you got a whole little layout over here. So people can come by and they can try it out.
Absolutely.
So
Come in and have a taste of Niagara.
Taste of Niagara, and we're in Ottawa. So it's
In
great
Ottawa.
that you're kind of carrying this outside of your
Exactly.
own area.
We bring it up and we try to bring also cooking with our winery partners, using their wines and the sauces.
And Niagara's known for their wine as well.
Course,
Yeah, of course.
So that's what we try to do a little bit of farm to table for everybody to enjoy.
Very nice.
So not your typical large-scale catering food.
Right.
We try to really focus on local Niagara produce and product.
Right, so with regards to this booth, kind of carrying the message of the unique traits and
Yeah.
qualities that are in Niagara, the food is really what you want to emphasize first and foremost in this booth.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're bringing a taste of Niagara to Ottawa for the people here.
Right. Now, sometimes you're going to be working on a pretty tight budget and you're not going to be able to create a big extravagant booth like we've seen on some of the others, but you know what? That doesn't mean you have to be unprofessional. That doesn't mean you have to miss out on the opportunity to reinforce your brand and let people know who you are and what you do. And I'm at the booth here for Pacific Gateway Hotel, which is the hotel located in Vancouver Airport. And one thing that they've done really well is they've done a great booth on a very tight budget. And this backdrop, this is something that folds up easy. This probably would cost a few $100s at the most. And then they've gone matching tablecloths on both their tables and a really nice selection of promotional items that people would want to take. And that brings us to the last part of this episode, and that being my personal favorite, promotional items. Oh gosh, I love promotional items at trade shows. But really, actually, the truth is I only love good ones. There's nothing worse than being given pens that don't work or keychains you'll never use or, just general stuff that's going to end up in the garbage by the time you leave the show. So I want to give you some tips on how to find the right promotional products that work for you. Okay, so I'm back in the hotel room. I got my big bag of swag, and we are going now. You know what? I don't like the term swag. I really don't. We're going to call them promotional items because that's really what they are. So I got my big bag of promotional items here. We're going to dump this thing out. We're going to go through it, and I'm going to show you what's good, what's not, and why, and some ideas for what you should be giving out at your next conference. Okay, so I've kind of laid everything out here, and I'm going to show you what's good, what's not. I'm kind of divided everything into about 3 categories. That being the stuff that's really stupid that should not be given away, stuff that's, decent, average, and then stuff that I think is really cool, and I'll explain why. So first off, with regards to the nasty stuff, the stuff that you should not be giving out at trade shows, I'm going to show you this. Look at this. You know what this is? This is candy. I have a Lindor chocolate here. I got a Kit Kat, and I got an Aero bar. Okay, these are things that people were giving out at trade shows. They had big bowls of this kind of candy, and you walk by, and here's the thing, right? Unless you're from Lindt, unless this is your company, or you're from, was it Nestle? Unless you're from Nestle, you should not be giving out chocolate bars, or chocolate, or really anything that doesn't have anything to do with you or has your name on it. I mean, that's just stupid, a waste of everybody's time. Sure, people will take them, but you think when they leave they're going to remember who gave them the Kit Kat? No, of course not. Now, I want to show you kind of the next level with regards to edibles, and that being, well, look at these cookies. These are cookies with a hashtag of, now it says Saint Awesome. I can't remember. Here's the thing. I can't remember who gave me this, but it's got a hashtag on it. So it's sort of good in the fact that it's branded somewhat, but it's so kind of non-specific. I don't remember, but it's a cookie, and look at that. I got 2 of them. Guess what? I got 2 kids. You know who's getting these? Yeah, not me. Something a little better here I want to show you. Hershey's Kisses. Now, I can remember this specifically. Hershey's Kisses, these were given out by the Westin Hotel in Niagara Falls, which owns the Hershey store there, and oddly enough, they also own the Hershey store in Las Vegas. So they were giving out bags of Hershey's Kisses, and look at that. It's the business card of the contact person. I don't know what this person does, but anyway, it's the contact person for the hotel chain. If you want to book a conference, you can do it, but you get those Hershey chocolates, and who doesn't like Hershey chocolates? The other thing I liked was gum. This is branded like gum. I mean, there's just, you know, it's like chiclets or something like that. But it's branded to the company that gave these out, and it's got their, this is a company that helps other companies manage fundraising efforts, and they do online payment things and all that stuff. And they kind of got this flashy design on the front, and then on the back, they got all their contact information and what they do and all this kind of stuff. So again, everyone's going to take one of these. Nobody says, oh, I don't really want gum. Everybody's going to take gum. And best of all, they're going to look at that name every time they open it up. Now, the thing with those types of products, we refer to them as consumables. And the fact that people take them, they consume them, they eat them, and they're gone. Nothing's wrong with that specifically. But what you should be doing is emphasizing the fact that, well, it's from you. So don't be giving out Kit Kats. The next thing I want to show you is some stuff that's really cool. So socks. Look at that. Now, this is really cool. The socks are made by a company called Socrates, but on the back, that is the name of, there you go, right over my face. That's the name of the company that, like, it was their booth, right? And the reason they were giving out socks specifically is that pink, well, that's their color. So they were giving out socks to everybody. They also had bags and things like that. But again, people are going to take these socks and they're going to hold on to them. Now, I guess the drawback to this is once they take off the labeling, they've got the socks, but they're not going to remember who the socks are from. But, well, it's kind of a cool thing nonetheless. I mean, you want to avoid giving things or giving people things that they either don't want, aren't going to keep, they're going to give away to their kids. It'll just end up in the garbage. And that is something that a lot of companies are prone to. They'll give us something that's cute, like a stress ball. How many people need a stress ball? How many stress balls do you have? Probably not that many. Okay, what else do I want to show you? Some really cool stuff. Oh, this I want to show you. Hold on, I'm going to open this up for you. Very cool, very cool. It's a USB sort of, what's the word? Like an extension box. So if you have a laptop, and I'm just going to open this here, you only have one USB connector. You plug that in, and guess what? Look at that. Now you have 4 more ports. This is very cool. Anybody who has a laptop is going to take one of these and throw them in their computer bag. They're going to hold on to it. And guess what? It's got the name of the company on the top. How cool is that? This is something that's going to get held on to. Another thing that's really cool. Oh, I like this. This is very cool. Have you ever needed a Post-it note? It's a Post-it note thing that looks like, I'm going to kind of do it here. You can pull it out like tape, and you can just tear off a piece, and you've got yourself a Post-it note, any length you want. Very cool. Another thing I really like, luggage tags. Who doesn't need a luggage tag? And these are kind of cool. And again, they have the name of the company and organization on the back. So there's an idea there of some of the cool pieces of swag or promotional items. Oh, actually, one last one I want. I really love this. This is one of my favorite things. See this? You open it up. Look at that. Post-it notes in all different sizes and colors, and a 2019 calendar. And of course, the top is imprinted with the company's name on it. So you put this on your desk or in a desk drawer, you're going to be using that. Nobody's ever going to say, you know what, I just don't need more Post-it notes. So when it comes to giving away promotional items, what's key here is that you give out something that people, number 1, will keep, number 2, they'll use, and number 3, helps you to reinforce your brand. Ideally, something that has your name on it that they'll see and recognize over and over again. So there you go, some tips to help you, well, if you're going to take part in a trade show, to help you be able to exhibit and present yourself in a way that attracts the kinds of attention you want and helps you reach the objectives that you want. So I hope you got a lot out of this episode. If you have any questions or comments, post them down below. If you like the episode, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to subscribe, well, you know where to do that. So as always, here in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada, I'm Marc Gordon, and you've been watching Marc TV.
Hey, hey, hey.